What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Horror Nights Express. Oh my god, it feels so good to say those words. It has been a long time since we have talked about anything horror related in the theme park community, and I am super excited to be back. We are here with our first official update video for Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights 2019. Now, we don't know exactly everything about this event so far for this year, but we do have quite a bit of information already about what we can expect for this year's event, and I am super excited to share what we know so far about Halloween Horror Nights 2019 with you guys. So get yourselves strapped in. Let's get started. So we don't quite know exactly what the theme for this year's event is going to be, but we do know that this year's event is going to be bigger and better than ever. Why, you may ask? Because remember when last year's event started and we found out that there were going to be 9 haunted houses, the most houses we have ever seen in this event's history. We didn't think that they would be able to top that, but guess what? They are topping it again. This year we are getting 10 haunted houses at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. 10. That is absolutely insane. Last year we had 9 houses, and that was a madhouse as it was in the best way possible. And this year we are getting 10. I am super excited. We have 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, and of course live entertainment that is going to be coming back. We still don't know exactly what kind of live entertainment is coming back, but I would put my money on Academy of Villains possibly making a return. I have zero hope for Bill and Ted coming back, although I'd really like to see Bill and Ted come back. I don't think it's gonna come back, but anyways, 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones. We don't know the theme yet, but the main headlining attraction, the main headlining house for this year's event is, of course, Stranger Things. If we travel onto the Halloween Horror Nights website, we will get a description of this house. This is what it says. Okay, mouth breathers, get ready. Stranger Things from Netflix is returning to Universal Orlando Resort's Halloween Horror Nights. This year, you'll experience an all-new haunted house where you'll travel back to the small town of Hawkins, Indiana, and walk through some of the most terrifying scenes from Stranger Things Season 2 and Season 3. Not only will you come face-to-face with snarling demigods, but you will also make your way through the iconic scenes and locations from Chief Hopper's cabin to Starcourt Mall. And the best part, this new version of Stranger Things Haunted House is also coming to our sister park, Universal Studios Hollywood. So both coasts are going to be getting hit with Stranger Things. The haunted houses on both coasts will parallel the hit show as it leaps forward to 1985. And to prepare for the scares, don't forget to watch Stranger Things on Netflix on July 4th, 2019. So that's just the very first haunted house that we've gotten announced for this year. They announced it, I think, last month. So Stranger Things is the very first house that got announced this year, and it was announced last month, if I remember correctly. And with that announcement, we already know that this year's event is going to be another jam-packed year and a jam-packed event for Halloween Horror Nights. We went there last year. It was absolutely crazy. The crowds were insane, and the wait times for the Stranger Things house consistently over an hour, most nights reaching over 100 minutes. So get ready for another crazy year when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights. What came as a surprise for us is that not too long ago, we also got an announcement for our very first original house for Halloween Horror Nights 2019. And that original house, I am just super excited for. Nightingale's Blood Pit is our second house for Halloween Horror Nights 2019. And this is a sequel house or a prequel house, depending on how you look at it, from Nightingale's that appeared at Halloween Horror Nights 21. And Lord knows I am super excited. The original Nightingale's house was one of my absolute favorite houses of all time. And it was a World War II themed house with a bunch of these weird fleshy flesh-eating creatures, and it was, you were going through the trenches of World War I or World War II, and you had the gunshots and the explosions everywhere. It was just really, really cool. I really enjoyed that house. The music and the sound effects and the costume design and the set design were absolutely perfect. So I am super excited for this house to be making a return. Nightingale's Blood Pit. This is what we get on the Halloween Horror Nights website. Imagine yourself transported back to ancient Rome, where a ruthless emperor reigns and gladiatorial games are put on for bloody entertainment. Add in bloodthirsty creatures, and you'll find yourself in the middle of Nightingale's Blood Pit, an all-new haunted house at this year's Halloween Horror Nights. They also give us a little bit of story behind it too. Ancient Rome is suffering its worst drought in centuries. The ruthless emperor has declared the gladiatorial games to continue non-stop until the rains return. The gruesome bloodshed of the games is horrifying enough, but then come the creatures. The Nightingales. As the blood soaks into the earth, the Nightingales feed on the dead and dying. The Nightingales are a grisly race of creatures that have been here since the dawn of time. You may think you're familiar with their past feeding frenzies, but you haven't seen them like this. You'll try to survive alongside the gladiators as the ravenous Nightingales tear into their victims and notice that fresh blood has come into their midst. I am super excited for this house. I'm very, very excited to see the set design, because if it's going to be in ancient Rome and they have gladiators and gladiatorial games, and oh my gosh, it's just going to be so cool. I'm looking forward to big, massive set pieces of arenas. And oh my gosh, I'm just so excited for this house. The possibilities for this house are pretty much endless. They can do so much with this house, and I'm very much so looking forward to it. Now, come to today, present day. We just got another announcement for Halloween Horror Nights 2019 with yet another original house. I don't know if this is original because, this is a Universal property, because we got the announcement today that Universal Studios in Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights is getting Universal Monsters. Now, in years past, we have seen Universal Monsters featured in California over at the Hollywood event, and we've had the Universal Monsters make appearances in different houses in the Orlando event, but this year, Universal Monsters is getting their own dedicated house. We got Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy. We have a whole bunch of different monsters that are going to be making an appearance in their own house. Here's what the Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights website has to offer for a description. Terror is about to be unleashed with Universal Pictures' iconic Universal Monsters coming to Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. In this all-new haunted house, the world's most terrifying monsters unleash havoc, thirsty for anything and everything in their paths. As you try to escape to safety, you'll step into each monster's domain. But beware, they refuse to let anyone out alive. Come face to face with Dracula in his gothic castle, the Wolfman in a dark Bavarian forest, and the man-made monster within Dr. Frankenstein's lab. And if you survive them, you still may encounter the vicious creature from the Black Lagoon and an ancient evil of the Mummy and more. Wow, I am absolutely excited for this house. This house looks like and sounds like it has a lot of potential. From what I saw over at Universal Studios Hollywood in videos, granted I've never been to the Horror Nights event over in Hollywood, but from videos, the house was okay. It wasn't the scariest house or the greatest house in the world from what I can tell, but I am super excited to see what Universal Studios Hollywood or Orlando can do with this house. I'm assuming it's going to be in one of the sound stages. I hope it's in one of the sound stages, only because, they're mentioning a gothic castle in a Bavarian forest and the lab. There's so many large set pieces here that you can possibly use. Now, granted, I've seen them do some amazing things with the sprung tents that they have behind Men in Black and Simpsons. I've seen them do some great things with those tents, but with a house like this, with the set pieces that I would hope that they use, I would hope that they use one of the sound stages for this house, and I'm very much so looking forward to this haunted house. Now, we don't have a full list of ticket prices yet for this year's event, but if you go on the Halloween Horror Nights website right now, they have an amazing deal going on right now. The Halloween Horror Nights Flex plus 1 night free promotional ticket. Get a second night free when you buy one night. It's a freaking buy one, get one free ticket. It's a limited time offer. Come any 2 Sunday through Friday event nights. Purchased by June 5th, 2019. That date is quickly approaching. If you want to go to Horror Nights for multiple nights, which I highly bet you will want to do, because we have 10 haunted houses this year, and seeing them all in one night without an express pass is going to be very difficult to do. I can't imagine it's impossible, but I can imagine it's going to be very difficult to do. So if you're going to go for more than one night and you're not planning on going on a Saturday, then go ahead and pick up this ticket. Halloween Horror Nights, buy one, get one free. It is only $81.99 per person plus tax. So, do you guys remember what I said earlier about this event being bigger and better than ever? There's one small detail that I forgot to mention. Halloween Horror Nights has extended its run for even more nights. Halloween Horror Nights is happening select nights starting September 6th, earlier than ever. Last year they started September 14th. This year they are starting even earlier, September 6th, running through November 2nd. I am super excited. Even more nights to go and experience even more terror. This year's event is sure to be absolutely awesome, and I cannot wait. Be sure to check back into the channel for even more updates as they become available for Halloween Horror Nights 2019. I am super excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this in the future, and let me know how excited you are about Halloween Horror Nights 2019. So with that, I am off, and I will see you guys in the next video.